Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day, okay? Today boys, I wanted to talk about my PS Vita collection, okay? So far on this channel, I've been talking about my PS3 collection, I've been talking about my PS5 collection, so next up, I thought, you know what, let's talk about my Vita games, okay? Because honestly, this is out of like all my collections that I've got, this is probably my most proud collection. Reason being is I do actually have a fair amount of PS Vita games, and this is probably one of the hardest systems to collect for. This system is super expensive, and there's not that many games for it, honestly. There are obviously like a decent amount of games like overall on the system, but they're just hard to find, you know, and a lot of them are fairly niche. So yeah, I'm quite happy with my PS Vita collection, so I figured why the hell not highlight it. Maybe for those of you like maybe would like think about getting a PS Vita, there'll be some games in here that maybe I could recommend to you guys, and you know, you can enjoy them. So yeah, I don't want to waste any time boys, we'll just jump straight into it, and we'll start off with one of the best games on the system here, okay, and that is going to be Persona 4, okay. This is actually one of the reasons I ended up like buying the PS Vita, is I wanted to play this game. This was obviously like now on the Switch and stuff, so nowadays you can get it pretty easily, but back in the day you had this version and you had the PS2 version, and this version is better than PS2 version. So yeah, I wanted to get the Vita and play this game, and it is amazing. I absolutely adore like the Persona series, okay. Persona 4 and 5 are just two of the best games ever made, and yeah, this is a really good RPG. I'm not massive on RPGs, but yeah, I have a soft spot for the Persona games, they're just really good. Okay then boys, next up we got a game that I don't even know how I haven't played before. I've been thinking about playing this game a million times and just never got round to it, and that is going to be Tearaway. I don't know how I've not played this game yet. I really need to play it though. It looks really good. I've seen gameplay for it. I know this game is going to be a banger. I just need to get round to it. Okay lads, next up we got a game that's a really sort of weird PS Vita port. It's honestly not an amazing port, but I still wanted it anyway, and that's Borderlands 2. This game is obviously incredible. Like the PS3 or PS4 or Xbox versions of this game are all really good, and I've played this game a million times. Not literally, but I've played it a few times, and I kind of just wanted to get my hands on the PS Vita port. It was like super cheap. It's not a great port, okay. It runs like complete shit on the Vita, I won't lie.
What in the Oreo cookie is this?
But I just figured, you know, why the hell not? You know, it's cheap, you know, maybe I could have a little dabble on it, and I played it a little bit, and yeah, it's just not a great port, but still, I wanted to have it. Okay, next up, lads, we've got a couple of One Piece games here. I'm a huge One Piece fan, okay, and one of my collecting goals is to actually collect, maybe not every single One Piece game, but definitely a lot of them, but we've got two here on the Vita, okay. We've got One Piece Burning Blood, we've got One Piece Unlimited Red R. I've got to be honest, not played either of these two games yet. I need to get around to playing these, but yeah, I hope they're good. I'm sure they will be. I love me some One Piece, so I'm looking forward to playing those. Next up, lads, we've got another game that I've yet to play. There are a fair amount of games on my Vita I still haven't got around to playing yet. This is a weird looking game though, I won't lie. Akiba's Strip. Gotta be honest, don't know anything about this game. I just saw it, I thought, you know what, looks weird, could be fun, and I've got no idea though. So yeah, Akiba's Strip. Let me know if you've played this game. Is it good? Is it bad? It's called Undead and Undressed. It sounds weird as fuck, I won't lie. Japan's popular. Okay, yeah. Electronic. Yeah, it just sounds weird. I don't know. I hope it's good. Okay then boys, next up we got a game that I recently picked up, okay, from the London gaming market, and that is going to be Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I played this game on the PS3. I did not get very far with it. It was a brutally difficult game, so I'm hoping to give it a second chance here on the Vita and give this one a try. Probably going to play this in the next few weeks, to be honest with you. I dare say I will get stuck really quickly, but hopefully not. Hopefully I can get fairly far into it. I don't even mind if I finish it or not. Just would like to progress a bit, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that one. Okay, lads, we got a couple of games here that I just absolutely adore for the PS Vita, okay, and that's going to be Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends is a bit of a weird port because they changed some of the levels from the original game, where like some of the levels are like touchscreen based, and I wasn't massive on those, I won't lie. Rayman Origins is just a straight up port though, and it's a really good one. Looks incredible on the PS Vita and is easily one of my favorite PS Vita games. Okay, next up, lads, we've got a game that honestly really surprised me, and that is Dragon's Crown. I've said it like with the can't speak at the minute. I said it with the Persona games that I'm not like massive with the RPGs, you know, I'm not a big RPG guy. Part of the reason I don't like RPGs is they just take so damn long to finish. Like, you'll be playing them for like hundreds of hours. I ain't got time for that, boys, you know. I like to play a lot of different games rather than just playing one game for like a long time, unless it's a really good game. If it's as good as Persona, then fine, I don't mind playing like hundreds of hours of that, but most games are not that good, you know, they're not as good as Persona. But Dragon's Crown is an RPG, and it's not that long. You can beat this game in about 10ish hours, which I'd say is pretty good. The art style to this game is really cool, the gameplay's pretty fun, and yeah, it's just a really good one, boys. I'd definitely recommend it, or I'd pretty much recommend it for the art style alone, because the artwork in this game is fantastic. Okay then, boys, next up we got a fighting game, okay, and that's gonna be Mortal Kombat. This is Mortal Kombat 9, I believe, but it was just called Mortal Kombat for some reason. A really good port on the PS Vita. It looks really good on here, it plays really nicely, it's super smooth, and yeah, it's got a great story mode as well, and yeah, it's just a really, really good Mortal Kombat game. So if you like Mortal Kombat, check this one out. Okay, next up, lads, we got a game that, I'll be honest, is not my absolute favorite. It's a little bit mid, I won't lie, but it's okay. That is Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. It's okay, you know, it's not the best Assassin's Creed game ever. I'd actually probably argue it's one of the worst ones. Like, it's certainly like the early era Assassin's Creed. I really do not like the modern stuff. Like Valhalla was complete dog shit in my opinion.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
But anyway, I digress. Assassin's Creed Liberation, it's okay for a PS Vita game, you know, this is one of the early PS Vita games. It's not bad, it just wasn't amazing. Okay, next up, lads, we've got a game that I picked up from the London gaming market. Okay, I've not played this game, I honestly don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. Now it's going to be Iconoclast, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. No idea, I can't remember what this game was about. I picked it up though, and I'm super psyched to play it. Next up, lads, we might as well do another game from the London game market we picked up, and that is Valhalla. Again, I don't know that much about this game. I'm pretty sure it's a visual novel though. I think it's set in like a cyberpunk universe, so yeah, it looked really interesting to me, so really excited to check that one out. Okay, next up, lads, we've got a game that I just absolutely adore, okay? I love this series to death. I honestly think it's like super underrated, and that's Little Big Planet for the Vita. I just like Little Big Planet games. They're just fun to me, and the Vita one is really good. I'd say it's actually one of the best like Little Big Planet games there are. Okay, lads, next up we got a game that honestly was like pretty surprising to me, because I've never really heard anything all that great about this series, but I thought it was pretty damn good, and that is Mod Nation Racers for the PS Vita. I think Mod Nation Racers is actually decent. I have played a few of their games now. I played the one on PS3. I don't know, I think they're maybe not as good as Mario Kart, but they're still pretty damn good. Okay then, boys, we're talking about kart races, we might as well do this one as well. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. That is a weird title, but yeah, basically Sonic Mario Kart. It's okay. I actually prefer Mod Nation Racers, I won't lie. The cool thing about this game is, like, as you're driving, it will change and transform your vehicle. So like 1 minute you'll be in a car, and then the next minute you'll be in a speedboat, so that's kind of cool. It's okay, it's not bad, but again, I actually personally prefer Mod Nation Racers. Okay, boys, this next game I honestly think is so good. Okay, this was a limited run game. I just absolutely adored this one. Okay, Deadbolt. This game it's kind of similar to sort of like those Hotline Miami type games. I looked at gameplay for this back in the day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that game because that looks really good. And yeah, it's a hard ass game. It's not easy, but it's really good. I would definitely recommend this one. It's just awesome. Okay, boys, next up we got a game that I picked up recently. I wasn't massively getting into this one. I want to give it a bit more of a chance, but I won't lie, it wasn't my favorite game I ever played. Okay, and that is gonna be Blaze Blue Continuum Shift Extended. Again, bit of a weird title there, but yeah, I picked this one up in I picked this one up at CEX. I did like a bit my fucking tongue there.
Look at him suffer!
I picked this game up at CEX. It was on a video where I basically spent £100 at CEX. This is one of the games I picked up because I thought, you know what, I'm starting to enjoy my fighting games recently, and this one looked really interesting. So I played a little bit of it, and I don't know, it just I wasn't blown away by it. I thought art style wise, this game is stunning. It looks incredible, like just art wise, it just blew me away. But the actual gameplay to it, I just really wasn't feeling that much. I need to get into it more and understand the mechanics better. But yeah, I don't know what it was about it. It just didn't feel, I don't know, I wasn't loving it, I won't lie. I don't know what it was about it, just something about it I wasn't in love with. Okay, boys, this next game I honestly think might be my favourite PS Vita game. I think it probably is my favourite PS Vita game, like the more I think about it, and that is Danganronpa. Just an amazing visual novel. This is probably my first ever visual novel game I ever played, and it's just so good. I fucking love this game. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the sequels, okay? I really want to get them. I'm hoping actually to get Danganronpa 2 very, very soon, but yeah, this game is, like I said, it's probably my favorite PS Vita game. I adore it. If you've never played it, I'm not going to spoil anything about it. Just play it, please. You can get it on Switch, you can get it on PS4, so there's lots of ways to play it. You don't have to get it for the Vita, but please play this game. It's so good. Okay, boys, this next game, I won't lie, I've not played yet. I only picked it up like a few months ago, so I've not got around to playing it yet, and that is Collar X Mallet. Alice. I believe this is a visual novel, but I won't lie, I know literally nothing about this game, so hopefully it's good, but I've got no idea, boys. This was a bit of a blind purchase, so hopefully it's good, but yeah, I've got no idea. Okay, boys, this next game is, in my opinion, just an absolute banger, okay, and that is going to be Muramasa Rebirth. This game is so good. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's made by the same people that made Dragon's Crown. It's definitely, like, art style-wise, I'm pretty sure it's, like, exactly the same sort of art style, and if I'm not mistaken, it is made by the same person or people. But yeah, this game is super fun, okay? It's a really, really good game. It's just, like, a beautiful, amazing game, and yeah, it's really fun as well. So yeah, check this one out if you haven't. I think you can get this one for the Nintendo Wii as well. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you can. Okay then, boys, this next game is a game that most of you guys have probably played before, okay, and that is going to be Undertale. I loved this game, okay? I actually played this game for the very first time on the PS Vita. I just saw it, I was like, you know what, I never played that game, let's get it for the PS Vita. It's so good though. It's such a fun game. It's hilarious. It's weird and wacky and strange in all the right ways, and I just loved it. Okay, this is such a good game that I would recommend to anyone out there. There's no one in the world that could not, like, enjoy this game. It's that good. Okay then, boys, speaking of games that there's no one in the world that wouldn't enjoy, Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
That was a joke, by the way. There's plenty of people that did not enjoy this game. But yeah, this is kind of like a slightly controversial game. Like, a lot of people shit on this game when it came out. I remember this game getting a ton of criticism. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I think it plays decently enough. I did play through the campaign. I've never played the multiplayer for it. The worst thing about this game is just how insanely short it is. You can literally beat this game in about 30 minutes. I'm not joking. Like, the campaign to this game, I mean, the Call of Duty games have, you know, like, famously have pretty short campaigns. This game takes the piss though. I literally beat it in like 30 minutes, no joke. Okay then, boys, next up we got a fighting game that I just really loved. Okay, this is one of my favorite 2D fighting games I've played, and that is going to be Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. What a game. Okay, this game is fantastic. I haven't played like a ridiculous amount of fighting games in my life, but this is definitely one of the best ones. Okay, it's just fun. You know, you get to pick like 3 fighters between anyone from like Capcom and Marvel and stuff, so you can literally, like, you can have like Wolverine, and then you can have Dante from Devil May Cry, and then you can have like Nemesis, all on the same team, and you just fight people. And yeah, it's just a really fun fighting game that I definitely recommend. Okay then, boys and girls, next up we've got 3 games here, okay, and these are all Lego games. We've got Lego Jurassic World, we've got Lego Avengers, and then we've got Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. I've not played those 2. I've not played these ones. I want to, I just haven't got around to it. I did play Lego Star Wars Force Awakens this year though. I haven't played a Lego game in absolutely like years, and I really enjoyed this. Like, it was so fun. It really did just sort of bring me back to my childhood when I was playing this game, you know, because I used to play Lego games all the time. Like, as a kid, I loved Lego Indiana Jones and the original Lego Star Wars and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Really fun game, really just amazing. And yeah, I need to play these 2. I really want to get around to playing those, because I did have a really good time with that one. Okay then, boys, this next game honestly is just stupidly underrated. This game is just like, it's so slept on in my opinion, okay, and that is going to be Uncharted Golden Abyss. This game, in my opinion, is up there with the Uncharted game. Like, this does not feel like a spin-off at all. This feels like a genuine, like, part of the, like, Uncharted series. I feel like if you're an Uncharted fan, you have to play this game, and unfortunately, it's kind of stuck on the PS Vita, so if you don't have a PS Vita, there's not really any ways of playing this game, sadly. But yeah, if you do have a PS Vita, you love Uncharted games, and you somehow have not played this game, please play it, okay? It's really good. It's got some really, like, just amazing fun gameplay. The characters in this game are surprisingly well written. Like, you know, you'd think like it being a spin-off game that the characters would be kind of but no, it's really well written. There are unfortunately a lot of like weird controls in here. This is like one of the early PS Vita games, and they kind of felt like they had to show off the PS Vita, so there's a lot of like hokey controls in there that are kind of irritating at times, but that aside, really good game, and I 100% recommend it. Okay, boys, this next game, I won't lie, I've not played before, and I don't really know that much about it, but it was really cheap, so I thought I'd pick it up, okay, and that's gonna be Spy Hunter. I don't know a lot about this series, to be honest with you. I know it's been a long-running series, it's been around for a long time, but I've got no idea what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's just like a racing shooting game sort of thing. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, it was dirt cheap, so I thought I'd get it, so I will get around to that at some point. Okay then, boys, this next game here, it was not a cheap one by any means, okay. I spent a lot of money on this game back in the day. Yeah, it was worth the money though, in my opinion. Like, the game was really good, okay, and that's gonna be Guacamelee. This is a limited run game, and yeah, it's just really fun. Like, really fun platforming sort of action game. Really good time with this one. I remember when I played it, and I was actually staying at my brother's house. I think it was when my brother actually moved house, so we were staying at his house for like the week, and I was just playing this game on my Vita and having an absolute blast with it. So yeah, if you haven't played Guacamelee, maybe don't get the PS Vita version, but yeah, get the like the, I don't know, the Switch version or something. It's a lot cheaper. Okay then, boys, this next game is a bit of a compilation game, okay. This is a trilogy here, okay, and that's gonna be the Jak and Daxter trilogy. Apparently, and I'm not too sure about this myself, but apparently this is not an amazing PS Vita port.
I am hideous?
You are horrifying to look at, yes.
The only Jak and Daxter game I've actually gotten around to playing is Jak and Daxter 1, and I played that on the PS2, so I don't know about this Vita port. I haven't actually got around to playing it, but yeah, I hope it's not a bad port. Okay then, boys and girls, this next game I've not got around to playing yet. I feel like I've said that a lot in this video. I do try to play my games, but unfortunately I just don't have all the time in the world to play every single game I own. I will get around to it at some point though, I'm sure, and that is Tukadon, The Age of Demons. This game was pretty cheap when I picked it up, so I don't know much about it, but yeah, I'll get around to that, and hopefully it's good. This next game though, lads, I have definitely played, and I honestly think it's like incredibly underrated. I've said that like 20 times this video, but nevertheless, Unit 13, this game is just like, it's not super deep, it's not like gonna blow you away with any sort of story. It's just a really fun tactical third-person shooter, and yeah, if you've got PS Vita and you like having fun shooting people, then get Unit 13, because it's a really good time. Okay then, boys, this next one is a bit of a strange one for me, because when I first played it, I wasn't really that into it, but then I gave it a second chance, and I just absolutely love it now, and that's gonna be Lumines. I play this game a lot, okay. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at these sort of Tetris type games, but I really love it. It's a really fun puzzle game. If you played like sort of Tetris-y type games, you know what to expect with this. It's got really good music though, I will say that. Like, this game's like music soundtrack is absolutely top tier. Okay then, boys, this game is another sort of collection thing. I heard not that great things about this collection, but me personally, I didn't really see much of a problem with it, and that is the God of War collection. I only played the first God of War on this collection. I've not played the second. Well, I played the second one, but I played it on my PS3, so I've not played the PS Vita version of the second one. But as far as I was concerned, the first one was completely fine. It wasn't like the most mind-blowing port or anything like that, but it functioned well enough. The frame rate seemed decent as far as I could tell. It's just good for God of War on the go, you know. You can't really go wrong with that, in my opinion. Okay then, boys and girls, this next game is one that's actually kind of surprisingly good, like as a port. Like, this is the kind of game that you'd expect to not run that well on a PS Vita, but that is Need for Speed Most Wanted. To my surprise, this plays really well on PS Vita. It looks amazing. It's actually one of the best looking games on the Vita, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just a really decent port, and if you like Need for Speed, then you'll probably enjoy that one. Alright, and that's this next game. Oh, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say this game is underrated, but I've said that too much. This game is a hidden gem. Let's mix it up a little bit, okay? Killzone Mercenary. This game is really, really good, okay? If you like Killzone games, this, in my opinion, is actually one of the best Killzone games. You can play as like, well, you play as a mercenary. Obviously, it's Killzone Mercenary, so you'd expect that. But basically, you play for like both sides. So like sometimes you're fighting for the good guys, sometimes the bad guys, which is just really cool. And yeah, it's just a really, really decent first-person shooter, and there's not that many of them on the Vita, okay? So I would definitely recommend that one if you like PS Vita shooters. Alright then, boys, let's talk about a game that I actually played very, very recently. Well, not that recently, but I played it this year, and that is going to be Shovel Knight, okay? I'm sure most of you guys have played this game by now, but for me, it was the first time I'd ever beaten this game was this year, Oh my god, what a game. What an amazing platformer, okay? If you like sort of retro type games, you know, old school retro type platformers, I guess, Shovel Knight is going to be well up your street. So I've got an amazing soundtrack. It's super fun. Pretty challenging at the start of the game, but then as you progress, I found it got a little bit easier as you went along. Usually it's like the other way around, you know, it starts off easy and then it gets hard, but with this game, I found it like the more health, like power-ups you got and the more magic you got, the game just kind of became quite easy, which is not a problem with me. I don't mind that. But yeah, this is a really good game, lads, and I would definitely recommend it if you somehow have not played it. Alright then, lads, the next thing I want to talk about is a game that I picked up from the London gaming market. So very recently I picked this one up, so I've not had a chance to play it yet, but that is going to be Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Again, I love Persona 4, we talked about that, so I'm sure I'm going to love this one. I will say though, I suck at rhythm games, so I don't know how I'm going to fare with this one. I hope I don't struggle with it too much, but yeah, I mainly bought it for the story, because I think this is like meant to be a sort of sequel to Persona 4, so really looking forward to that one. Alright then, lads, the next thing I want to talk about is just an absolute staple for the PS Vita. If you have a PS Vita, you really must own this game, okay, and that's going to be Gravity Rush. This was like one of the like sort of selling points of the PS Vita. You know, if you had a PS Vita, this is one of the games you were looking for.
I need it. I need it. I need it.
Visually, this game is just stunning. I love the characters in this game, just the whole world, the gameplay, everything about this game, the music, the soundtrack to this game. I used the soundtrack to this game a lot in like my FIFA videos. Yeah, it's just an absolute banger, lads, okay? If you've not played Gravity Rush, absolutely play it, okay? And don't get that PS4 version. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's for the Vita. Alright, you gotta play this game on the Vita, how it was supposed to be played. Alright, boys, we're coming towards the end now. We've only got a few more games left to talk about. This next one here was a very recent pickup, so I've got no idea if this game is good or not, and that is Dynasty Warriors next. I've never really like I've never been into Dynasty Warrior games. There we go, got it out eventually. It's never been something that massively appealed to me, but I don't know, I just wanted to give it a bit of a go. It was really cheap. This game was like £10 or something, so super cheap for Vita games, and yeah, I just thought it was worth a try. The next one here is another one that I've not played, so unfortunately there's a few. I need to just really have a sit down and play my PS Vita more so I can get through some of these games, because there's a lot of games here I haven't played. But anyway, Wipeout 2048. Wipeout is classic, you know, it's Wipeout, you know what to expect here. I've played some Wipeout games, but I've not played that one yet, unfortunately. And whilst we're talking about games I haven't played, lads, we might as well just make it 3 in a row. Virtue's Last Reward. So basically with this one, it's meant to be part of a game series called the Zero Escape series. I bought this game blindly, not really knowing about it and what it was, and I did the research afterwards, and apparently this is the second game in the Zero Escape series. I've not started the Zero Escape game, so I don't know if I'm going to be getting around to this game anytime soon, but supposedly the Zero Escape games are meant to be really good, so I do look forward to playing this eventually. Okay then, boys and girls, we've got 3 games left, okay, and all 3 of these games I have actually played, so we can actually talk about them properly, okay? So the first one here is going to be Arkham Origins Blackgate. Not my favourite game ever. It's probably actually my least favourite Arkham game, but that shouldn't surprise anyone, because I mean, it's not like a traditional sort of Batman Arkham game. It's very different, but considering this is obviously like a smaller scale sort of Arkham game, and it was just meant to be sort of like a 2D, like sort of Metroidvania, it's not bad, you know, it's not bad at all. The gameplay is kind of you know, like the fighting just really didn't work super well on 2D. The exploration's pretty good, I'd say. That's probably like the highlight here. I don't know, it's okay in my opinion, but it's just not amazing. The next game, lads, is going to be another HD collection here, okay, and again, I feel like this is one that every Vita owner should have, and that's going to be the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I mean, Metal Gear Solid, just some of the best games ever made right here, okay, especially the third one. The third one is literally just incredible.
That's greatness.
And then the final game, lads, is honestly a game that I just think is like, this game got like shit on, and for the life of me, I don't really understand why, and that is going to be Resistance Burning Skies. I think this game is like really good. I thought it was very decent. Was it the best game of all time? No, but the way people talk about this game, you'd think it's a terrible, awful game, and as far as I'm concerned, it was just a fun-ass first-person shooter, you know? It was decent enough. But yeah, every review I seem to see of this game was acting like this game was like a 2 out of 10, and I played it and thought it was fine. You know, I thought it was a decent first-person shooter, so I would recommend it if you're into your FPS games. Okay then, boys, that is all of my Vita games, okay? That is a lot of games right there, in my opinion, especially for a console that is super hard to collect. It's one of those consoles where if I see just about any game for it, I'll probably pick it up, you know, if it even looks remotely interesting. You know, it's just one of those consoles that's so difficult to collect for that I'm not that picky. A lot of times I'll just take a chance on a game, you know, even if I think, oh, I might not like that, I'll just buy it anyway, okay? Because I enjoy collecting for it, and I like the challenge of collecting for it, because it is so difficult. But yeah, let me know, boys, what are some of the PS Vita games I should be adding to this collection. I would love to know if there's any PS Vita games you guys would recommend that I haven't got. But other than that, boys and girls, subscribe here if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.